I'm Mike Donatelli. I'm the content director at Carbine Studios, working on Wildstar. Path variety, we jokingly refer to it as crossing paths. We built a path system with the idea of having missions, we call them path missions, missions that certain types of players like to play. Player types, we have the player who likes to just kill a lot of stuff. He doesn't want to read a lot of lore, he just wants to get in there and kill them, so we have the soldier path. Soldier path gets tons of missions to kill, demolitions missions, SWAT missions, assassination missions, just extra content that type of player likes to play. We have one of the ones we're talking about now is the Explorer. That's a guy who wants to uncover every nook and cranny in a zone, and we reward the player for that, claiming territory. They bring down beacons and call in airstrikes for the rest of the players in the zone. It's just another very interesting type of player, and we're trying to look at the 4 types of players. Can't talk about the other 2, but the 4 types of players and how they deal with content in the game, and then reward them with more of that kind of content. We discuss it on a regular basis, but we wanted to concentrate on these 4 paths. It's the 4 play styles, but we have definitely discussed kind of a elder path, I don't want to say an elder path system, but kind of like a prestige path thing, but not for launch. We haven't. 4 is what we're looking for at launch. We have, our combat system is based on a limited action set. It allows, for instance, I play a warrior, right? I like that warrior vibe to it. It's kind of like a retro tech, warrior. He's got a sword, but he's got like a chainsaw. He's got a grenade launcher on an arm cannon. It's definitely pretty cool, but he also, the way I play my warrior is different than what another guy plays. Warrior might want to be tank. I like my warrior to be kind of like a crowd control guy, so I pick the limited action set that gives me a lot of crowd control abilities. I'm not killing a lot of people or doing a lot of DPS, but I definitely like that aspect in the solo gameplay. Our limited action set allows you to deliver a lot of utility to a class. You might think, oh wow, warrior doesn't have the ability to stay alive in solo content, but we have a lot of milestones and a lot of abilities that you can pick and build different sets. We talk a lot about that, and it might be something, it might be biting off more than we can chew, but the plan is to have months and months of content ready to go when we launch, right? We want to make sure that we have, for me, yeah, leveling up is the journey, and it's got to be fun, it's got to be cool. We're teaching you a lot of things, but our game's really going to take off when it hits the other game, right? When you hit cap, that's when you're learning about the story of what really happened on the planet. That's when you're getting into all the serious PvP. That's where you're getting into the big raids and the dungeons and stuff. And the plan is to continuously give the players, instead of waiting 18 months to launch an expansion, I think everybody would be happier to get episodic content being put out in these patches so that players can be like, oh man, this is really cool. Now that's not to say we're not going to do an expansion. It's just saying that we will be doing it in parallel with not daily, that would be ridiculous, the weekly or monthly updates. We have a large variety of trade skills. I would say quite a few more than other games. We also have hobbies, and we wanted to make sure that that it wasn't just mashing a button, right? I'm not just going to push a button and I'm crafting something. We wanted to have a very, we want to have a deep system to be able to craft with, so that a player could feel like, hey man, I crafted something. It's got my name on it. It's my, I can make something that other people can, or, I use my skill in crafting, where there's not a lot of skill in crafting anymore. You kind of just put the things in a bucket, press a button, shake it up, and it spits out an item. Our system is way more leaning towards a player actually having to exert some skill, some thought over the kind of thing they make. What I can say about Warplots is that it is cap level content. It is PvP oriented. It's on a massive scale. It's building, building your fortress and pitting it against another battle group's fortress. It's definitely some serious hardcore stuff. You can take things that you find in the world, collect them, and build new things on your plots. And you're being ranked and fight. It's a lot of fun. And again, it's what we are trying to earmark for the PvP crowd at Cap. Why should you buy this MMO? Well, the way I look at it is we've done, the industry, we've been making MMOs for many, many years now. People get into it, they play it, and they're like, hey, this is what we've done. We've done it to death. We've done it over and over again. What we try to do is try to take a look at it, find out where we could, change things. We're not iterating for the sake of doing it. We're not trying to reinvent the wheel. We definitely looked at aspects of MMOs as they stand and said, is this fun? Do we want to do this? And inevitably, everybody's response was no. We can take it in some different directions, and it might be kind of scary. A lot of people we talk to that play our game at first turn around and say, oh man, this isn't like the other MMOs I play, and I think that's a good reason to buy the game.